What is up, baby guys? Your man Joe came around just to find out you need to know. So this is a conversation, but please, love, please be in this conversation. Um, what Jesus Christ, I mean, um, I don't know. This has been on my mind as of late about about men not being in the churches or husbands not being in the churches and so on and so forth. And somebody invited me or wanted me to go to church with them. And I said in the previous videos that I said I probably wouldn't mind and whatnot. Um, but recently I kind of went and asked the Lord about a question about churches, about going to church or and such. He pretty much told me like, okay, what are you looking for in a church? Some of you might be saying, well, it's all about Jesus. I mean, of course it is about Jesus. Amen. But I had to sit down and really think about it. What am I actually looking for in a church, right? So I sat down for a couple minutes in my own thoughts. And the first thing that pretty much came to my mind was a church that a church that has a relationship with God, Jesus Christ. That's probably be a good reason. A church that has a relationship with Jesus Christ, because I mean any church can say that that they love God, but if someone has a relationship, someone that has a fire, someone talks about like convictions and things to point out and whatnot about divorce, adultery, the whole 9 yards, sure, yeah. Then I thought, and I just been rethinking. Then I just been recently thinking about like husbands not being in churches and many reasons. I talked lightly about this before in one of my videos, um, about reasons why I'm somewhat anti church, but not really. Um, yeah, I think it's somewhere in my video on my channel. Um, and I think I'm gonna give like a few good reasons why your husband or how to get your husband into church. Because if you can't if you can't have your husband in church, at least have him to God. That's pretty much my motto. Um, I say one of the things that how to get your husband into church is really observe your church. Is this something that is if the church is mainly like women there and the pastor is only catering to women, there's a chance that your husband may not be there or want to be there or maybe at that specific church. Because a lot of churches do cater to women because women are backing up the churches, particularly the black ones or African Americans or black Hebrew Jews. Most likely going to back up the churches. Um, I think another one could be like, is the church that you attend, is it really for him? Yeah, the church maybe, the pastor might be cool, the pastor is, great and phenomenal, but the pastor's not spiritually strong enough. He doesn't really, he doesn't. You feel like if you he feels the pastor feels like he's only giving out bread instead of meat, and your husband is probably looking for something a little bit more steak like, something juicy meat of the word. So yeah, so if your church has kind of been giving out bread of the word instead of the meat, yeah, he's probably less likely going to church with you. Um, I think another reason why your husband may not, or how to get, may not, um, may not go to church with you is the surround. Like I said, I think in the first one, I was like check your surroundings of discernment. Um, if the ladies, some churches have like full of ladies, they're dressing up very much in tight clothing. Um, and your husband he might feel uncomfortable or not feel uncomfortable. Um, or he might be going to church so he can look at the women in the churches. Hey, that could happen. That can happen. To check out the ladies that get their pom poms pom poms in the churches, showing off to the world, um, showing off their goods and whatnot. Um, I think another reason is like I only see the only time if I've seen this is on probably on TV is um like bringing your pastor home to your house to the house. Nah, we going. Nah, I don't want the pastor. If your husband feels some type of way, having another man in the house, you might as well take him to or meet him up at that church. Um, yeah, that's probably it. I think yeah. I know. I guess I was kind of back and forth on that. How do I get? Okay, another reason why how to get your husband into church, into that church is that is there a bunch of weak men in the church? Is there a bunch of weak men? Is there a bunch of weak men in the church? Who is the weak man? I don't know. Like I said, it's been a while since I've been to church, so I don't know. I can't really say on that part of the subject. But if there's like a bunch of weak men in the churches that who are spineless or Enoch, or Enoch, men in the churches, he's probably less likely going to be there because the world has already beat him up. Why did he? Why did the church need to beat him up even more? Make him feel more or less of a man than he is. A reason. Hmm. Another reason that how to get your husband into church, or why he's not coming out or he's not coming with you, is maybe he feels like the Holy Spirit is not there. If he feels like the Holy Spirit is not there, he's probably less likely to not, be there with you. He's probably just only there because you're there, because you're his wife or his girlfriend or his side piece, whichever the two. Um, hmm. Yeah, favorite. Another reason could be favoritism. But how do I get them in the church? Or if the church is filled with the Holy Spirit, follow the instructions of God. Maybe don't celebrate these pagan holidays. So they're not doing it just for doing it for the kids. Someone that actually speak that real doctrine. Maybe a church that's maybe made for him to know how to be not just a man, but know how to be a husband and a spiritual leader. Um, I guess a church that embraces masculinity. Uh, and what else? And speak like sound doctrine. Someone who is like spiritually strong. A church that is like very spiritually strong. I know there's many other things. That is for the most part though. So fellas, give me whatever suggestion that you think that how could a wife bring her husband into church. Please leave it in the comment section down below. Please leave a like, comment, and subscribe. It is your man Joe.